Good morning. I was wondering last night if I was going to be tall enough to be seen over the podium. And yay, I am. So, as Kathy said, my name is Karen Rodgers, and I am the new GIS Enterprise Architect for the state of Wyoming. I have been on the job for not quite a month yet, so I'm very new to the position. I am new to working for the state as well. I got hired on by them last October to start as in GIS and programming, and so I've been on that job for almost a year and then recently promoted to this job. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for traveling to Laramie, the beautiful gem city of the plains. And I would like to take this opportunity to again thank specifically Kathy for her leadership and the YGO board for getting this all together. So let's give them one more round of applause. Thank you, Kathy. And let's also make sure that we thank the hotel staff for all their organization and cleaning up after us and all that good stuff. So make sure you thank them as well. So for the state of Wyoming, this has been a year marked by transition. Jake left the position late April, and as everyone knows, whenever there's a turnover, the program is just kind of on hold. So even though we have been on hold for several months, we still have a lot of accomplishments that we can turn back to be proud of. We are working on, the governor's office is working on updating our governance structure. We have an oversight committee and a technical advisory group that work in conjunction to develop data standards and recommendations to promote the GIS program for the state. So we hope to have that update finalized in the next few days or weeks. We have gone through some structural upgrades, which I will explain in a minute, and then I'll also outline some of our mapping applications that we have developed for online resources. So for our structural improvements, we recently upgraded to a SQL server for our GIS data, and so we separated out the ArcSD server and the SQL server on two separate server boxes, and we expect a host of benefits from following that architecture. Specifically, it helps with load balancing, with security functions, with failover protection, and security features. So that went pretty smoothly, and I'd like to thank our staff for those efforts. ETS, Enterprise Technology Services, that's the department that we work for. It was switched this year to zero-based budgeting, which means that everything we do is supposed to be funded through project dollars. And so that means that we have to have, part of my job is to outreach to all the agencies to say, hey, let's budget some money to do some projects so we can get your agency vetted in GIS and let GIS help your business processes and workflows. So let's figure out how we can do that. So hopefully in the next few years, we'll see lots more projects coming down the pike so that we can, enable GIS and get more applications online. We also have implemented a data hosting fee for state agencies. Because of the SQL server, we have the capacity to serve their data, and so we're charging them a very nominal fee to host that data for them, to help them with their security, backup, failover, load balancing, all those same issues. So the project that we're the proudest of is our statewide parcel viewer, and this was a project that was done in conjunction with the 23 county assessors in Wyoming. They came to us and said, hey, every day, as you all know, people call and ask us for ownership data. Can we, access the private parcel ownership data for your county? And how many times do you get that same request? And so let's put together a statewide coverage and put it online so that people can access this data and eliminate those request after request after request. So we developed that. Again, we did it in-house. Our programmers used the JavaScript API to develop that, and it is out there for the public to see, and I'm giving a separate paper on that, I think, tomorrow afternoon. And it's pretty slick if you haven't seen it. And that's the URL to access that. And that screenshot just shows you the basic navigation functions, search functions, and the results from entering Brown as the last name to search for the parcels that match that. So it's very handy. The assessors love this tool, and we get good feedback from the members of the public that have seen it. We also this spring finished up a state parks activities guide, and this is an online application for the state parks to promote organized functions that they have going on at all the various state parks, and so they can upload any assisting documents or pictures and information about what services are available, what the function is going to be, what age groups it's appropriate for, and so employees of the state parks upload their information, then it's approved by the high up, and then it's out there for the public to view. So that's another resource that you can go check out. Another one that we did just kind of as a proof of concept is to track the work orders that are submitted across the state. So our state facility, or the capital is Cheyenne, and most, I would say probably 90% of our state employees are in Cheyenne, but we have a lot of people out in field offices around the state to support people in Riverton, Afton, Pinedale, Gillette, such and such. And as we all know, technology fails. And so these are work orders that are submitted for the field office people to get that technology up and running again. And it does use clustering, and so on the yellow dots with the numbers in them, if we were to hover the mouse over them, it would plop out 12 circles and would show that there have been 12 orders in this place and 5 in this location, and that's also using JavaScript. Another one that Rohit in the front row did was an active fire app, and so that is using the Google Earth API, and it just shows you where the active fire locations are across the country, and that's open to the public, and that is pulling live live attribute information from GeoMac. And so our goals for this year, my goals for this year for the program, we definitely want to finalize establishing a clearinghouse for Wyoming data, and the governor's office and ETS are working on how that is going to function and look, and we hope to have some finalized information on that in the very near future. We're working on identifying the authoritative layers for the state and their responsible parties and the maintenance schedule for data that are important to making decisions in Wyoming, and the governor has what he calls the Energy Atlas, the Energy Initiative, and so we're going to be working on developing a web application to facilitate not only energy development, but just any kind of development across the state, and it's a place where people can go to find out what resource concerns they might have in a specific location and assist with their permitting activity. So, but there's a lot of data that is required to have a robust analysis, and so we need to come up with those authoritative data layers and get them, make sure that they're up to date, accurate, and done by the right person, right people in the agencies. We're looking at adopting and implementing an online strategy for web applications, and so we have several different options, and we're trying to weigh which one is the best suited for our needs. We're also trying to I would like to increase involvement by state agencies in our enterprise GIS program and infrastructure. So we need more buy-in to what GIS is and what good it can do for the agencies, as far as putting data in the hands of the people and letting them answer their own questions and help us improve our data and improve our services. And I would like to produce some more results, tangible results from the technical advisory group and from the oversight committee to, really adopt an aggressive schedule on the data maintenance and upkeep and posting it online. So it's an ambitious, but I think we can do it. My goal is to spatialize Wyoming. Wyoming is a big state. We all know it's big and vast, but we need to spatialize it. We need to get all that. There's so much data that so many of us maintain. Our goal is to get it online and get that data out there for the people. So thank you for your time and have a great week.